Afternoon, David.
Hi there.
Last week's victory, thoroughly deserved. I think most people went down that route as well. Do you see that as the most complete performance from your team since you've returned to the club?
Yeah, I think it's up there with some of our best results since I've come back. I think the players have done a really good job in getting themselves in a strong position. And last week's performance was very good.
And the away form has been something that many managers over recent years have been striving to improve. You seem to have found the right formula since you returned. 3 victories, 2 draws, and one would say an unlucky defeat at Liverpool.
Yeah, but don't get carried away with it, because in management we really enjoy it and we appreciate the nice comments, but we're also always wary. There's always another opponent just round the corner. So we've had some really good results away from home.
It's great for the fans at the end of the game.
Fabulous for the supporters. It was great, and we're beginning to sort of build that relationship back up with the supporters again, which was fabulous.
And again, you're up against another top team in Manchester City tomorrow. Have you been surprised by their results this season?
Well, football changes every time. There's somebody at the top. Everybody else is trying to catch them or beat them. I think that was the case over the years with Manchester United as well. I think that when you're the top team, there's always someone out there trying to become better. I think there's been really good competition recent years, whether it be Arsenal or Liverpool, Chelsea, whoever it's been over the recent years have been the big competition for Man City. But they've been an incredible football team and still are. And it's always a difficult game here. We've not got a great record against them, so we have to try and turn that round.
2017, I think, since Everton last beat City. It's another big one, but a measure of maybe how far you have come.
Yeah, well, the other thing is you always get another chance in football, and we're getting another chance to try and win that game.
We talked last week about players being out of contract at the end of the season. Are some doing themselves justice in trying to earn another contract? Talking about Doucoure in particular, with his cheeky little goal celebration last week.
Well, I think we've got a few, as you all know, we're coming out of contract, but we're still in a situation that we want to make sure we keep everybody right. We'll not wait to the last minute before we do it, but we'll certainly do it when we're ready. It won't be dictated by the players. They're under contract at the moment, and the club will decide at the right time when to make decisions on the players.
But players can influence things on the pitch, of course.
Of course they can. Their job is to influence it, isn't it? Their job is to make it easy for the decision to go in their favour, obviously.
Yeah. Dwight McNeil's been on the pitch late on in the last couple of games. Is he ready to start, do you feel?
I think he's getting much more ready now. He's in another couple of weeks training under his belt. He's beginning to get short periods of games, but I think that he's getting up to the intensity a bit better. But you've got to remember he was been out for a long time. But he's really important to us. We need him for set piece deliveries. We need him for all sorts of things. And I have to say that I'm glad to get him back. Whether he's just quite ready yet, I don't know. But we'd be happy to involve him if required.
Just finally from me, and away from Everton really, David, it's been confirmed today that Virgil van Dijk has signed a new contract at Liverpool, an extension for a couple of years, along with Mo Salah. Not necessarily good for opposing teams in the Premier League, but do you see that as good for the Premier League in retaining this top talent?
No. Looks a bad signing for me, if you ask me. Can't see how that player's going to work at all. So
maybe a rhetorical question.
Nah, can't see how that's going to work at all, to be honest.
You'll be up against it next season.
Yeah, we certainly will, and he's been a terrific player for Celtic, and he's certainly been a terrific player for Liverpool.
Thanks very much. Good luck tomorrow.
Cheers, thank you.
Hi, Sal. We'll go to Alan at Premier League Productions.
Hi, David.
Hi there.
Before the last 2 months or so, I'm sure this run of fixtures that the club's in would have caused a fair bit of anxiety, maybe fear amongst the fans. But you faced first, second and third, taken 4 points, been competitive in each game. I feel there's a bit of excitement about going into these big games now. How important was it to change that mindset amongst the fan base?
Well, I hope that the fan base are believing we've got a chance in all the games now. I think that the ones who've been away from home have seen some really good victories. But you're right, this period was a real difficult run of games for us. And I think that when I came in and I looked at the fixtures, even at the start, I thought, don't know where there's too many wins there. And this period certainly looked really difficult. But thankfully, the early results has made this period a little bit easier. In as much as that we're not getting into it with as much pressure, we're not under as much pressure as we were certainly at the start. And it's also given us a chance to see how we can play against them. I think we've done very well against the top teams at the moment. We'll try and do that against Manchester City as well. We have Chelsea to follow that up as well, which, when you look back, it looks a real humdinger of a group of teams. But we've coped quite well with it, and I think the players are in good fettle. We'll get a bit of confidence with us now, and we'll look as if we can score. So let's hope we can keep that going.
Looking slightly ahead to Chelsea, Armando Broja can't start against Chelsea. Could he be in contention to start again against Manchester City because of that?
Yeah, I think that he's certainly in contention with everybody else. Beto as well. Yusuf will be around it as well. But it's mainly been Beto or Broja who we've chosen. So let's see how it goes.
And with Broja, he's been regularly deployed out wide for his national team. Where do you see his best?
Who's that?
Armando Broja.
Yeah. I think, has he not been playing through the middle for his national team?
He has gone out wide as
has
well
he?
on another occasion.
Yeah, I don't think I've really seen him playing out wide. Certainly, I didn't think I've seen him played out wide much for Chelsea at all, or the periods he was out on loan at Southampton. He was played through the middle, and my understanding is that he's always played as a centre forward. But I might be correct, wrong. You might know better than me.
Where do you see that as his best position?
Yeah,
Would you be open to experimenting?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm open to experiment. I actually see him as a centre forward. That's what I see him as.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Alan. We'll go to Julia at Radio Merseyside.
How you doing?
How are you doing?
I'm all right, thank you. How are you? I'll let you have your tea first.
Very good, thank you. Very good, yeah. Nice weather out there today for a change.
It is. Yesterday was like winter.
Yesterday was atrocious.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Against Forest, you had possession, 57.6%, XG 1.3. Possession has been something we've all sat in here throughout the season, even before you were here, talking about a low possession figure. I just wondered, with it being high and getting the result, is that showing you players are making the right decisions on the pitch? Is it that form is coming into play now?
I'm only paying attention to that possession because we were high. Normally when I don't have it, then it doesn't bother me too much, and it hasn't really, because I think people are going away from possession being a stat which justifies results. But I accept it. We're trying to become better on the ball. We're trying to pass it better. We're trying to have a bit more control in the games, and because of that, I'm pleased that we had a higher possession number than recently. I thought the players done it really well. A little bit of Nottingham Forest play, a little bit sit off the ball a bit in counter-attack, so maybe that was the reason why we got a bit more possession than normal. But more importantly, it was a really good performance, and most of the time when we had the ball, we done a lot of good things.
You go into this game, 17 points off the bottom three, 17 points off Manchester City. I just wondered, do you have an aim now sort of the pressure's off around the bottom, and especially, I don't know if you've seen this graphic this week from Match of the Day about 11th place could get Europe this time, depending on the connotations.
No, when I heard that, it made me think, can I keep pushing for it and keep trying to get round those numbers? No, that would mean us probably having to somewhere nearly go, probably try and win as many games as we can and go unbeaten as much as we can to the end of the season. It just happens we'll get Man City and Chelsea next, and we'll still got to go to Newcastle as well at the end of the season, to name but three. So look, if you said to me that we were avoiding relegation when I came in, I'd have said thanks very much. That's the job I'm here to do at the moment. But it feels like I want to try and look up, and I want to make the club feel better. I want us all to start to feel better. It's been magnificent with the supporters at the moment because they're joining in, they're helping us. But I think the team's giving them something to shout about at the moment as well.
Would you have a squad if it happened, Europe, to cope, or would that mean a lot of extra work for you this summer?
Well, if you were really giving me that, really, it still feels a bit sort of pie in the sky. But if you're giving me it, I would soon find a squad which gave us a chance.
Can I just ask about Harrison Armstrong as well? I know you've been keeping a close eye on him at Derby. He's starting every game there. I know they love him. What's your assessment of him, and is he someone that could potentially walk into Everton's first team come August?
Walk into the first team's a big statement. Be part of the squad and be around it is probably something which is more likely. So that's where the decision comes. Is he young enough where we need him to get more games yet, so that we get more experience before he's coming in? I'll assess that in the pre-season. I'll bring him back in. Hopefully he'll get some playing time in the games in pre-season, and we'll see how he does, and we'll decide then if we think that he needs another loan, or if we need to keep him. But we like him. So it's not as if we're doing anything with him or we're not selling him or anything like that. We like him and we want him around. But again, we might look at it and think that him getting another 30, 40 games, and to get a young player games in the Championship is not as easy as you think. The Championship's a tough league, and it's credit to him that he's gone in there and got himself a sort of steady position.
Can I just check on Seamus? I don't think he was on the bench at the weekend.
No.
Just what's the situation? And any other injuries?
I just chose not to. We had 3 right backs who could play there, or people we'd cover, so I didn't need 3 right backs, and I'll probably have a similar decision this week, but I may change and do something different this week.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks, Julia. Any further questions in the open section before we move on? No?